What is up, Scrubs? Welcome to another Fusion World video. Today I am joined by Cody. What's up, Cody?
Hail adventurers.
And we are going to be doing our set 6 prediction tier list. We got Z through F, and what it says is like what it is. We got Z is going to be like tier 0 decks, S tier 1, A high comp, B comp, C low comp, D locals, and then F is just like the worst decks possible. We might have a few Fs. I hope so.
Yeah.
All right, Cody, you ready?
Fine. Yeah. Just a quick disclaimer. This is a sunset, or I guess a sunrise view of like the set, initial testing, stuff like that. So stuff could be missed. But it should be hopefully as close as we can be. I mean, obviously, Janemba was still a really good deck last set, but it wasn't quite the powerhouse as explained in our re-review of the set tier list.
Exactly. And like, we can only... These are predictions. We can't be right all the time, right?
No.
We'll do our
like,
best.
and some people are really... We just hope people don't care about like, oh man, your D tier deck was correctly placed in D or C. You know, it's don't be upset if your favorite Ginyu deck isn't like a Z tier deck.
Right. All right. Let's get started. First up, we got U7.
I think he's good.
Yeah, I think this deck's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I think it's I could see his deck top. I don't think it's crazy.
I think it's like just
Competitive.
completely competitive, fine deck. I like it.
Yeah, it's
It
good.
does some cool stuff.
I
And
like
red
the
in
control
general is
version the
just good.
most.
I do too. Weird that the aggressive deck became a really good control deck at the end of the format. That was fun.
Yeah, it's decent.
Yeah. All right. Beerus.
I always like have a hard time placing Beerus, right? Like, because I
same.
always want to place him higher than I think he should be.
See, I always want to place him lower, so perfect.
Yeah, like I kind of just want to like I just genuinely think he's like a CB, like somewhere in there.
Yeah, I think he's high C, low B, so I'm just gonna put him in C for now. I mean, it's red cards are just like all good, and like you can play all the good red cards in generic Beerus, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
I do
I'm
think
not a
that
fan.
the 3 into the 5 is still very strong, and that's something only he can do. So
That's true. Yeah, good point. All right, we got Goku Black.
I think F. They literally released this deck in this set, but it's just strictly the same deck with no downsides.
Yeah,
As
pretty
in,
much.
like, you don't have to raw draw Mai and just pray. Like, this is just the worst version of a much better deck. We're gonna grade later.
Agreed. Okay. Trunks. I
I'll just
really
be
like
honest with you,
this
every
deck.
single generic blue leader I think is at least B. Like, straight up.
B. I
Like,
was gonna
unavoidably
say
B.
like just low competitive.
Nah, because if you take any of these decks and put the Satan Cities like package in them, like this and normal blue Vegeta, like they're very, very strong. Like they're definitely able to fight like the other high tier decks with no issues.
Yeah, that's more of a peel off problem, but yeah, you're right. Let's put
Yeah.
that low B here for now. Yeah, I agree. Droids.
So are we saying S is like stuff that we're gonna see topping events, or S
So-
is like
S is tier 1, like the best decks, the 4 or 5 best decks, and then Z would be like a tier 0 format. This deck is too good, needs to be banned.
okay? Droids are just A then, like
Yeah, I
high
agree.
A.
Yep, I'm with you. Droids is going to be very good. It has been for a long time, and the deck's just great. But,
Yep.
But I think there's just one green deck slightly better now.
I think there's 2.
2.
But-
Okay, I'm excited to
Yeah.
get to that then.
Yeah.
Is it Gohan?
Well, no. So I don't mean 2 better. I mean 2 at least comparable that you can
Oh,
play
sure.
that are like as
Sure.
yeah.
But it's not Gohan.
No. I do think Gohan is like I don't think he's like I think he's actually like low comp now.
Really?
The new card he got was really good. Yeah, playing the
What card did
7
he
like
get?
2 turns early. He got the 5-drop rare that can kill itself and play a 6 or 7 cost
Oh,
Gohan.
yeah.
So you
You're
can
right.
just secret like way sooner and just crack boards. Like so normally one of the things that threatened him was like somebody getting super wide really fast. Well now he punishes that. So he got a really good tool to help one of his worst case scenarios. It's
Mhm.
much better for him. So he's not complete terrible anymore.
Is that a card only Gohan can play?
I believe so. I believe it's like every leader.
Oh, okay.
Leader is Son Gohan.
That makes sense then. All right, we got Ginyu now.
I'm just gonna put this in locals. I just don't see it doing anything.
I completely agree. Cooler.
I kind of want to put it also in locals, but
Yeah,
there's somebody that's gonna yell at me if I do.
I think Ginyu's even better right now.
Oh,
Ginyu can just
disgusting.
high roll people. Let's jump over to the original starter decks. Starter coup.
Okay,
This is A, right?
No, it's not that good. The deck got heavily improved, but wow, you better put him in Z tier if we're just gonna say something completely crazy. Yes. No, this deck's like at best low comp locals. I mean, the 4-cost Frieza was a huge buff for this deck, and if it gets like 2 more cards on par with that quality, we could definitely talk about this being like a B, maybe even A tier deck again. I do like when this deck is in like the secret rare battle with the opponent, like the opposing red decks, because you actually have a slightly easier time defending your secret rare.
True.
He's fine. Like you could just play this as like a generic red deck with like upside of the 4-cost Frieza. It's like low comp D maybe. I think it's like the Frieza is a humongous buff to this deck.
Yeah, I think that pushes it above the locals tier. I think it can be slightly competitive.
Like if you fight a deck with like slightly poor removal and you get to establish like a Frieza, it's rough for your opponent.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's move on. Oh wait, no, we're going over here. Blue Vegeta.
Just comp.
Yep, agreed.
Same exact argument with Trunks.
I think it's better than Trunks.
I agree with you.
It's just better.
I agree with you. Yeah, but it's like the same thing.
Yep. Agreed. We have Broly now.
I am putting Broly in D or F. I think it's a D tier deck. But
I think it is also D.
Yeah, we're gonna get flack for that, dude. But it is what it is. This deck had a hard time surviving to 8 energy in last format, and Blue just gained like a double striker that it's gonna run for sure, and it's just gonna be so hard to live, to the point where you can play this 9-cost Broly. And I mean, I even went and tried it several times after somebody was pretty adamant how good this was, and it was not very good. Like you just get shredded by some of the other decks in the higher tiers, and like androids can just guarantee outramp you. They just like delay you like 1 or 2 turns, and now they're just way ahead of you, and you just lose. I don't know. I think this is just it's very okay. It's like the bottom of the okay barrel.
Yeah, I'll put it at the top of D right now. I think it's just better than these crappy yellow decks.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Freezer. So this was quite the miss last time. I thought this deck was going to be great, and it was just not.
We both did. It just could not fight. Well, I mean, you got to think about the format that it ended up walking into, right? Like, boy, it just really didn't have a lot of benefit from untapping the secret rare.
No, it didn't. It really didn't.
So that was a huge hurt for this deck. Was just, there's like no big benefit for that. So it's like I kind of want to put them in like locals or low comp, but
I thought locals was a little rough. I wanted to put him.
I think
here.
I think he just like the fact he's the worst leader in the Gogeta. He's pretty bad in the Gogeta.
I don't know if it's. I think Janemba might be worse than the Gogeta.
Hey, Janemba can do stuff though. Frieza literally can't operate his guys.
That's actually true.
Yeah. Janemba can at least go pay 2 rest Gogeta and then kill it with like a Blue Power Awakening. Dude, if you put a Gogeta in active mode against Frieza, he's just like,
You just can't do anything. You just can't do anything. Yeah, I'll put him here for now.
That's fine.
It's fine. Man, how the mighty have fallen. Look at Broly and Frieza have fallen so far, and they were like the best decks in set 1.
It's just unfortunate. Yo, SSB Goku though. We still have a bunch of our whole entire top right now. B and above is currently all set 1.
That's true. Look at that. Wait, C and above is all set 1 because that's all we've done.
Well, that's all we've done, goober.
All right.
I can't believe you fell for that.
I did. All right, top coup.
But I like want to say this deck is like F, but it's still better than the other bad red deck.
I'm gonna put it here. There's just no reason to play this deck.
No, there's also no reason to play the other bad red deck, but
What's the other bad red deck?
oh, we'll get to it. We'll get to
Okay,
it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, just whatever. I don't know. Okay, Zamasu. I think this deck's
This is an A
perfectly
tier
fine.
deck.
Yeah, I think
This is an A tier deck. Yeah, that definitely was the like my favorite blue deck to play since its release. So
Yeah, I think Droids is a better deck, but this is fine.
hey, that's why I said favorite blue deck.
Yeah, I just mean like for doing this.
Oh,
Cell.
low comp. I think the fact this deck even got a major top was pretty impressive last format. Plays very, very, very much like your standard heavy control deck. It didn't try to like Gingertown ramp, although that is like a fun high roll strategy with this deck. This deck's a gimmick, it just heals a lot while also taking the board from you. I don't know how good it's gonna do with Broly out. Like I'm not, maybe Gingertown's quick enough or annoying enough for Broly that you can just go to like obscene amounts of energy and he can't really stop you. So I don't know. I just want us to be safe with this deck and put it in low comp.
Okay, so I want to put this here.
Whoa, what?
That's like one spot.
I think that one spot's a big deal. The deck got a major top in Boo Halo Coup format.
Sure, I'll put it here. Frieza's
Okay,
cooler than
I was
Cell,
like-
so we'll do that.
Frieza did worse, but
But Frieza's cooler.
yeah, I'm just saying this is high comp. This deck is still good.
What?
No, the next one that we're
Oh,
going
the
to,
next one. I completely agree. I think this deck's great. You freaked me out for a second.
Oh yeah, no, not Cell. Yeah, Vegeta.
I think this is
yeah,
like
I'm not putting in S tier, but it's definitely a high comp deck.
I think it is. I think it's better than Zamasu. I think it's better than Droids, but it just feels.
I
weird
mean, getting
putting it here
Gatlic
right
Gun
now.
was pretty strong. Gatlic Gun was a really powerful card for this deck.
That's true. Yeah, we'll see. I think this deck can do really well. I'm
gonna keep believing in this deck.
Actually winning events.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep believing in that deck.
All right, Jiren.
I'm just putting this. I'm putting this Halo Coup and Boo all in S tier, along with one other deck later.
Yeah, we'll put Jiren and Halo Crew in S tier right now.
Piccolo, dude, we gotta put Piccolo in at least comp, right?
So
he's-
Piccolo probably belongs like here.
Yeah,
But
he's
I'm
like
going to
tier
put him
F.
here.
Yeah, 100%, because it triggers people, and people aren't gonna watch the video and then just immediately comment about it, and it's
Yeah, people are gonna
hilarious.
skip to the end and be like, Piccolo and B, you're an idiot. So that's what we want. Boo.
I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna say this.
I know
This
you
has
love
had
this deck.
this leader has had the best come up, and I actually rated it too low when I was doing Phil's tier list. I went and played more games with this deck. This deck abuses Broly. Oh my god, Broly cannot fight this deck. Like
new
at
Broly?
all. Yeah, the new Broly just cannot fight this deck.
Okay, explain.
Like literally, you just play the 2-drop Vegeta and they can't do anything. Like literally, they can't do anything. The leader swings and it pops their guy, playing the 8-drop Broly, the big dude that untaps, and then if he does that, you just block with Vegeta and tap it down. And if they go to play the 9-drop, well, the 9-drop switches to active mode and then kills the Vegeta, which then gets himself rested down again. So he literally doesn't get to attack you with any of his threats the whole game. They just don't get to swing.
Huh. Okay.
And then once they're down, they don't get to stand back up. They just get put down forever. And
That
then
sounds
Arinsu, Arinsu's like crazy in the deck because you can just keep resting the Boo field and then drawing additional cards. Like, oh man, this deck got huge, like a lot of power. It's not like immediately like an A tier deck.
In this.
Yeah, it's not like from like D to like A, but I would put this in comp. I would not be shocked to see this deck get a top or even get close to winning a major. Like I
Oh man,
really
I'm
would
so
not be
excited about
shocked.
that. Let's put this next to Piccolo.
Oh yeah, I legitimately though, I really do mean that. I think this deck is good.
I'm excited.
Deborah
This,
was huge. Deborah and Arinsu was huge. Like they really were.
what does Deborah do?
If you have a Bobby in play, you draw a card.
Yes. Okay, cool. That sounds great. And you can play it off leader, right? It's 2-drop.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds great. I'm excited to play that.
Yeah, I legitimately
now,
think this is good.
now we have GTQ.
I'll be honest with you. I think this is the worst black deck.
I think this deck kind of stinks.
Yeah, I think this is actually the worst black deck.
Yeah. I think this like kind of belongs here.
Honestly, yeah,
I
I'm
don't
with
see
you.
it being competitive at all.
So it's not like, okay, so just to be completely clear with you, you could take GT Goku and you could win a major with it just because of how strong Black's base card pool is. But that means variance helped you. It had nothing to do with the fact you played Goku. You could have
No,
done it with
absolutely.
any black leader because all the black leaders are like reasonably good.
Mhm.
So the only reason this leader is being put in D is just because you just shouldn't play it. You have no reason to ever play this leader ever.
Yep.
Like,
Agreed.
so just play it at locals and play any other black deck.
Okay. We have UI Goku.
Dude, you and me are like the only people who believe in this
I
deck besides like a handful of individuals.
So I've been playing on the client for like the past week now, and I was just like logging on, doing my one daily game. Been like a week and a half, and just playing this deck, and it is so much fun.
I love
don't-
UI.
I don't know how much better it's gotten. I just think red in general is just really good. You just have like generically great cards. You didn't really get much from the new set. I guess 16 could probably be fine. But I still think this is like
16 is
pretty
definitely
competitive.
I think the problem with this deck is, again, it's so hard to rate this because like the results that a lot of people have gotten with it, like the guy who won the fest event, or like the fact I've gotten God with it a couple of times. I think the issue with this deck is it really is not forgiving, like at all. It is heinously unforgiving, and you kind of know when you've lost like several turns in advance, like right away.
Yes, that is true.
It's good. It's just I think it's so hard to rate this deck. So I'm just gonna put it in low comp and just say that's the safe spot for it.
In low comp?
Yeah, I think it's just a safe spot for it. I think it can do well, but I think there's too many downsides to playing this deck, and I would hate to play this deck at a major event.
I'm gonna keep
So
it here. I like
okay,
this.
fine. Do what you want. Do what you want.
I
It's your
like this
tier
deck.
list, Tim.
I think this deck is way better than people give it credit for.
I think it is too, but it's nobody's gonna play this, right?
No,
It's-
no one's gonna
it's really
play it
just the fans.
except probably us.
But I do think people are gonna play Boo, and I think that's important. I think
Okay.
people are gonna give Fat Boo a try.
Okay. We have Gohan. I think Gohan kind of belongs. I mean, I know what
F.
you said about the blue decks, but like this deck sucks.
No, this one's just F. Yeah, this is the only one that you actually do not gain any perk making it full Satan City.
Yep.
It's literally just bad.
It's just bad. I think this might also be another F deck.
No, I don't think so. I don't think Vegeta is an F deck. I honestly legitimately think the slower Vegeta decks that are like really advantage based and like keep picking up like instant Kamehameha for defense, I think those are actually pretty good. I think the fact that he has like a very specifically good Evil Boo matchup as well, because he just kind of like kills you really fast. I don't think this is. I think this is like depending, like if you go to a major and you just fight Evil Boo all day, you'll just probably walk. I think he's like low comp, legitimately, like
There is no
legitimately
way.
believe that. I legitimately believe that. I think that this deck is not a FD tier deck. I think this deck has a purpose, and at low comp is where I'd put like a rogue deck or a rogue strategy. I would consider this a rogue strategy. I don't think this is a bad deck. There are definitely some matchups in the tier 1 slot you don't want, but I think that the fact that you're just going to prey on Boo is really good.
All right, because it would look good, I'm gonna put it here.
Oh, yeah.
That just
yeah,
looks
dude.
cool, you know? All right, we have Boo. I'm going to put Boo here. I think these are all like the best decks, and they're pretty interchangeable with which one's the best. So,
Yeah, there's one more I'm going to add to that slot later.
okay. Baby.
High comp. This deck's very good.
Yeah, this deck is very good. I think it's even better than it could be even better than
Yeah, I
Vegeta.
think it is. I mean, if Baby was already doing really good playing the mid-range strategy, he's already really good at out-advantaging decks like Vegeta.
Yeah.
And because like Vegeta like rests your guys, and you're just like, cool, I still get value. So yeah, Baby's very good. And Gogeta was a humongous boost to the mid-range version of this deck, which I already think was the better version.
The mid-range version was the better version, yeah.
Yeah, this deck, if you can play this deck well, you're still laughing. I mean, this has been a tier 1 deck since release, so.
Sure has. Bardock. I'm gonna be a little controversial here. I think this deck's really good.
Yeah, but is it good because it's Bardock, or is it good because it's just the black pool and like a worse?
Because it's a black deck and it's generically good because you attack for 25 and you scry 1 every turn.
Yeah, but like Baby is like way more resort. I mean, yeah, if you're putting it like in comp, it's just a blue leader or a black leader that doesn't have to waste the marker so it can hold it for sparking. That's
exactly that. Yeah. Yeah,
positive,
and you get to scry 1 and yeah, filter through your deck. It's great.
Being real, this deck will not be played unless you're a huge fan of Bardock over Baby or Gogeta, but I think this deck is fine. 100%.
I think there are some
fine.
niche reasons to play it.
Never. I'll never concede that. We Gogeta for life or we Baby for life at this point.
I don't know. Attacking for 25 can be really good.
Yeah, Baby swings for 30. Why would I swing for 25 when Baby swings for 30?
Whatever, man. All right.
You're the one swinging for 5k less.
All right, we got Daima Goku 1. I think this is a high competitive deck.
Yeah, I think this is high competitive. I still want to put the other Daima in there too, but
I agree.
But the other Daima might be like Red's second bastion of hope at this point. But yeah, I think that's high comp. I think it's a very good deck.
I think it could be like here.
Oh, you swapped those. I mean, you got Shin. Shin was a pretty significant buff to this deck.
Is Shin a significant buff to this one too?
Shin is very good in both of those leaders, yes.
Okay, good to know. I have not tried that yet.
Yep, it's very good.
All right, so probably the biggest comeuppance we have.
The largest come up that we've seen in this game. This is definitely a tier 1 deck. This is not even a question. It answers. So imagine here you are, right? You're playing blue. You just slammed your secret rare 6-drop. You're excited. You're happy. You're playing the game as you are intended to. Then your opponent on 6 energy pays 5, plays a 35k, draws 3 cards, and then uses their leader effect to bottom deck your 6-drop.
Yep. That's pretty good.
Imagine they're on 5 energy and you have 2 4-drops on the board. Well, they don't need to play Sinister Sickle. They can just play their new broken 4 cost that was going to bot deck one, and then your leader is going to bot deck the other. Yep. So now you're Sinister Sickle with combo power with upside. So yeah, this deck got a whole lot of power out of thin air, and they forced this deck to be good. They really did. They were like, we are making this deck good, and then they did it. So yeah, the leader effect is still trash, but they made cards so strong. This is the 100%. It's moving into ass. Everybody's playing. Is it
really?
Yes, everybody's playing this deck. This is like the most hyped deck. Literally, like, go and look at Aspira's Discord. People are very hyped for this deck.
All right,
it is
sure.
Very strong.
I mean, I believe it's strong, but like, just because it's super hyped doesn't mean it's the best deck.
It does so much shit. It does so much stuff. It like removes all of your guys with tempo and draws a million cards.
All right. What? Yep. All right. Next, we'll go Daima 2. I think this deck is quite competitive. I think it's way better than people give it. People really shat on this deck at the end of the format, and I still think this is good.
I think it's too high roll to be like a high comp deck.
I don't know. I feel like the high roll happens more often than it doesn't, though.
It's really just
and now you have the Shin.
It's like if you see Shin, Glorio going second, you kind of just beat your opponent, and there's nothing they could have done about it. We've been very, very happily calling it the God Hand when you see the pieces. So, But yeah, I think it's more of just like a comp deck. I don't really see this being high comp, because you could just play the actual better leader and then get like the same effect off.
Yeah, that's kind of
essentially.
true. Yeah.
So I really just don't see a reason to play this over it unless you're like strictly trying to like play high roll. But it does have the better Shin Shin Glorio, but I
Mhm.
don't think it's significantly better to the point where I wouldn't just play the other Daima leader.
Okay. All right. We'll put it in the middle of comp, right below Piccolo. Perfect.
Yeah, right where he should be. Yeah.
Yeah, right below Piccolo. All right, Vegito. I think this deck kind of stinks.
I don't anymore. I think it did. I don't think it does now.
I think it's like perfectly fine. This deck
Well,
is
you haven't
not
considered-
as good as people think it is.
What- You have not considered how like the buffs it just got. It doesn't have to play the CU combo anymore. It literally can cut that whole chain out of its deck besides just the Vegeta.
I don't think it was playing that towards the end anyway.
No, it quit playing it. But now the aggro version
Yeah.
doesn't have to play like a whole bunch of dead cards in its deck. It can just play the secret rare, and it essentially fills the same exact purpose.
Oh, so we're playing the secret rare in this deck now?
Oh hell yeah! Hell, it's literally the whole combo. You can just play it and swing, and then you have double savior. You just add 30k to any swing you want. So if your opponent's at like 3, you just play the secret rare and swing at them and activate a savior on your leader's swing, and it's like 70k.
Okay,
So they have to give
Savior
you their
seems
whole
pretty good
hand
with
or
it.
just die.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that seems
so
pretty
it's
okay.
just yeah, this deck's really good. I think it's like either top of comp or like bottom of high comp. I think this deck is going to crack people's skulls.
All right, we'll put it here. That's the top of comp.
No, it needs to go under Piccolo.
All right, right here. This looks, dude. People are gonna be so mad. This is why you don't
can't
skip to
wait.
the end of videos.
Yeah.
All right, Namiku. This deck fell off so hard.
Yeah, I still like this deck. Like I still like it. I just don't think that it's like, man, is this just a B? Just a normal comp
I think
deck,
it's high
if
C.
that. It could be like high C, yeah.
It feels like a low competitive deck. Like it's still competitive, but I don't see this being a super
I think
high
this
contender.
Yeah. It's cool, but it can't play like it didn't get much out of the new set, which I think is a pretty big miss. The fact that it didn't like get anything. But it can still do stuff. Like it still has the ability to, like, if you only hit for 1 damage every turn, this deck's pretty annoying to fight.
Right.
But yeah, this deck's just, it's whatever.
Yep. All right, my favorite deck, Janimba.
It's just still high comp. It was
Absolutely.
still doing good. Still a very good deck.
I think this deck benefits the most from a ban list.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if Halo Coup and Boo weren't in the discussion, this would be in tier 1.
And like if Pilaf gets hit, that also hurts. Vegeta.
Yeah.
And like,
But Vegeta would still be really good because he'd still have like
it still will,
crack
yeah.
cards.
But it does take a hit.
Oh yeah.
I love this deck, and it's the most fun deck to play. I just love everything about it, and I think it's very good. I think most of your matchups are just good.
Yeah.
All right. Gogeta.
I think this is either the best or the second best black deck now.
I think this is the best black deck.
Yeah, I'm kind of mid there. I've played both a lot in
Close,
set
though.
6 already. Like played them like quite a bit. I still personally prefer Baby, but I think that's just because I've played it so much.
Mm-hmm.
But Gogeta definitely feels good. I just like the fact that you can play the long game with this deck now, and then have a payoff that isn't just, oh, draw 2 cards and swing twice. It's kind of nice to have like an actual payoff that's affecting the flow of the game and doesn't leave you defenseless. So I really like this deck now. I like playing, like defending everything early and then just like starting to roll them when I get into late game. I like playing this deck as like kind of a super mid-rangey deck. I like playing it as, a combo deck where you use the set 3 2-drop Trunks to keep picking up Hercules, which keeps picking up Sparking. There's a lot of cool ways to play this deck, and
That's
I think
fun.
a lot of them are pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Android 18.
I'm gonna hurt some people's feelings with this. This is the worst deck in the set, and this is the
deck
worst red
stinks.
deck in the game.
That's so sad.
This deck is bad. Okay, so I need to explain this because people don't understand. People are trying to say that if this leader played no androids, it would be better than Topku. That is an insane thought process. Like, the one extra life
Hold
is
on.
not worth
Yeah,
the
what is the
tempo you
thought
would
process
lose.
there? That it flips on 4 instead of 3? Is that it? Is that what people say?
Yeah, that's literally the argument. But Topku ends up he still draws on his swing on the back, and he plays like 3-drop Gohan for 1. That's perfectly good. That's way better than 0 androids, Android 18. So the problem is Android 18's androids all kind of suck. There's a couple pretty good ones, and she won't have her best card until after the ultimate battle. So as of right now, she's essentially unplayable. However,
Yeah,
I
pretty
do
much.
think when she has the promo, you could play her locals or low comp. But without the promo right now, as she is, she's unplayable. She's literally unplayable. She's the worst red leader. It's not even close. Android 13, while a good card, is not enough to push this deck into any realm of playability. This deck will not stay this way. 100%, I guarantee it. This deck's going to get crazy support in the manga booster that's coming out, and this will probably go from like an F to like an A or a B deck. But this deck right now, do not play this deck. Save yourself the heartache and just pick up the stuff now while it's cheap. Play it when it gets support.
I just hate how the promo is a promo and you have to play it in the deck. And like anyone who comes into this game at like set 7 can never get it if they're playing online. That just makes me so angry.
Yeah, I agree.
Super stupid. Okay. My favorite new leader, Kid Goku. I think this deck's very good. I played 1 game with it, and it was insane. So I'm gonna put it in A because of that. Because of my 1 game I played with it. It's foolproof.
Sure.
It's foolproof.
Okay, give your reasons. Give us what did you do in that game that made you feel this was an A tier deck out of your 1 game of testing that you did with those?
Okay, Pilaf's just a good card, right? Crossarm Chop. What is that card called? Crossarm Chop, right?
Crossarm Dive?
Yes, that. Crossarm Dive. That card's insane. You just like constantly pick up your Pilafs and play 3-drops. Yes, please. Deck was awesome. And then the Secret Rare just immediately wins the game.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was really good. So yeah, I'm putting it in A.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna agree with it.
Okay, perfect. Broly. I hate this deck.
I'm gonna get like in people's feelings with this as well. This is just an A tier deck. This is not a tier 1 deck.
Oh, I was gonna say top of B.
Top of B. Oh yeah, that's like where I was wanting to go, but I was like scared if I said that people think I'm crazy. It's good, and it's like the ultimate gatekeeper, and I think it has to go in A because it does gatekeep. I think that's kind of important, right? It's like super gatekeepy.
I think it's super fun to play. Granted, I played 1 game with it, but I just don't see it. Maybe I haven't seen the right version of the deck, but it's been perfectly fine. I'm gonna put it here. This is gonna make people very angry.
I've seen this deck. No, I've seen this deck played. It's definitely an A tier deck.
Is it?
So if you don't have like an out to it, you just lose. Like it's a deck that just doesn't adapt its strategy to anything that it fights, and it does the same thing against every deck, and it does it really consistently. And it basically says answer me or lose, and then it just loses if you answer it. That's kind of how it works. But if you don't get answered or you don't get stopped or your opponent has a hard time actually like drawing the outs repeatedly, you do kind of just walk people with this. Like it's very, very easy. It's another problem. It's like super low skill too. It's a very easy deck to play, like almost optimally.
Is it one of those that once you know how to play against it, it becomes trivial?
No, because your deck has to have a specific answer for it. You can't really adjust your play style for it because like imagine if you're trying to adjust how you're playing and then you don't have a deck that's good at like slamming early attackers and they just keep healing from 2 to 3. Or God forbid heal from like 3 to 4 and board wipe you with a 9-drop. Like the deck literally just slams its idiots repeatedly until you lose to it or until you stop it from doing that thing where it's slamming its idiots repeatedly. So it doesn't care what your strategy is. All it cares about is playing big dudes. And if you can stop those big dudes, you can fight it. And if you can't fight it.
Yeah, that kind of sounds fun though.
Yeah, it is kind of fun, but that's kind of how the deck works. It's just checking everybody basically. It just repeatedly checks you, and if you can't meet the stat check, if you don't have enough vigor, you get one shot by the boss. You know this, Tim.
I do. That's true. All right, we'll high comp it.
Okay.
I think droids is still better though.
I don't know if it's better. I
Yeah,
think they're comparable.
droids is
Bare
cool.
minimum, they're comparable.
Okay. All right. Tell me what you think about this deck, because I know you
I want
like
to
it a
put this
lot.
in comp. I think that this deck is quite good. It has really high aggro. It can be played like as an advantage deck. I think this deck's also pretty hard to play like really well, and then you have to like this is like a deck builder's dream because of the amount of build paths that you have. Like if you focus the deck on second demon world, you can play really advantage. If you focus it on the first demon world, you can play for like a lot of burst. So there's like a lot of ways that you can like operate this deck.
That's interesting that you say that, because it looks like you can only build the deck a certain way because of how narrow the ability is.
Well, no, because the card pools are really spread out. Like you have a whole bunch of the first demons and the second demons, and like the you play like two fields that'll let you swap between which ones you need. And depending on what you're doing, you still like always run the palace to get like the multi attacks off with the Goma.
Mhm.
But like the only thing that this deck has an issue with is if you don't see Goma on 4, it feels bad. But if every game that you see Goma on 4, this deck is really good, and I think it's just consistent enough that you'll see it most of the time.
Okay.
And it's really strong. Like the turn 4 of this deck is very, very strong. There's some games where you just literally bulldoze people on 4 and give them like 2 life, and then you just play any random double striker and kill them. So the deck can play really advantage based. It is like a pretty high skill cap deck though. It's definitely the hardest yellow deck I think to play like really well, but its payoff is not mega worth it. Like Janemba's a pretty high skill cap, but as you can see, he's still a better deck. So
yeah. Where in comp do you think? I really have like no opinion on this guy.
I would put him like next to Bardock.
Okay. I can see that. Sure. Piccolo. I was really disappointed in this.
I think it's low comp. My gripes with this deck are going to be the same as always. I hate the fact that you have to play the eggs.
Yeah.
And like very quickly the cards you're playing off of the eggs aren't that good, so you're kind of stuck with like the can't be removed tambourine or the advantage symbol. So it's like I think he's just a low comp deck. He might even be locals tier, but there are definitely gonna be people that like this deck enough that they're gonna play it at majors. So
I think it is still better than GT though.
yeah, I think it's better than GT.
Slightly more. Let's put it here.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Yellow Vegeta, Super Saiyan 3.
I think this deck is high comp. I don't every single time I see people playing this deck, they're like trying to take their life really fast and like awaken ultra quick, and then they're like, oh, I don't have the pressure to win the game. It's like, yeah, but if you'd had like an extra turn or two, you would have. And the way I like to play this deck is I play the 4-drop Vegeta to like power up my leader swing, so I don't have to flip.
All right, so I've tested this deck a ton. I've had 2 games with it. And this deck is awesome. So I'm going to put it right below Blue Goku.
Right below Blue Goku.
Just because Blue Goku was a cooler deck to play with. I think this deck is very good, though. The 4-drop, awesome. 5-drop, really awesome. And then...
The 4-drop feels overpowered at times. Like, it literally just feels like one of the most overpowered cards in the set.
Yeah, it's and the 1-drop field is insane.
Oh, yeah.
1-drop field and Aransu is just so good. Like, perfect in this deck. Exactly what you want to do.
Oh, I 100% agree.
All right, so this is the tier list. I want to do a quick fun exercise with you, Cody.
Sure.
If you could take a deck from A and it then becomes a Z deck, which one would it be? Like, say we go through the whole format and one deck just rises to be the best deck in the format and it's not from S, but it's from A. Which one would it be?
Oh, like we got it wrong and the best deck in the format was actually an A tier deck?
Yes.
Oh, well, I mean, that's likely anyways, but being completely non-biased here, I would love to see like a ban list happen and then
Yeah.
Janemba take that slot.
Yeah, I'm
But
with you.
but me being as biased as I am, like my true bias, I want it to be baby. I want it to be baby so bad.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe this is also my bias, but I would love it if it's Goku.
That deck is actually a pretty good aggro deck. I wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
shocked if it was even like a tier 1 deck. Like I really wouldn't. It can really gas people sometimes.
I'm just kind of looking at these 4 decks, and I don't know if it can reliably beat these 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's funny because like Janemba's Halo Q matchup is like good.
Yeah,
But man, his
that's
Boo
the funny
matchup
thing
is
is-
so ugh.
It's bad. It's so bad.
Like if you look at the tier 1, Janemba beats 2 of those decks. He just beats 2 of them. Well, he has a good fight with Halo Q. It's probably like more 50-50. But then he beats Jiren,
Oh
right?
yeah, destroys Jiren. This matchup is like pretty decent. Like I think this matchup.
I
is
think
perfectly
it's
fine. I think it's like 60
I think
40 in
it's-
your favor.
I don't know if it's that high, but it feels like it's fair. It feels like you're not disadvantaged at all.
But
Boo,
this
though,
just
Boo
feels
always feels
sometimes
awful.
unwinnable.
Yeah, early on before the Boo players like were like really hell bent on just playing a specific way, it was pretty easy to beat them with Janemba, but it very quickly was like, oh, what do I do if they just don't do anything and then start making me discard 2 cards?
Yeah.
So
And then Vegeta. I don't know how I feel about this being in tier 1, but
bro,
I
I
guess we'll
feel
see.
it. I'm just
Guess we'll
keeping it
see.
there.
it really is that good.
I mean, they with tempo draw 3 cards and remove your secret rare as red
Yeah, it feels real good.
for the same amount of energy. Like,
I guess so.
yeah, 6 drops just don't exist against that deck. If you have a card that's 6 or less, it's gone. It's just gone.
Okay. Well, thank you, Cody, for hanging out and doing this with me. Where can everyone find you?
In your Discord.
Cool. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.